Christian themes you could have missed while watching The Polar Express. Hey guys, it's Natran. So I just finished watching The Polar Express again, and here's what stood out to me this time. It's pretty obvious that the story itself deals with message of faith and doubt, but could the narrative and the characters themselves be borrowing Christian themes to tell the story? The story starts with a boy longing to find truth, to have faith in Christmas again, but all his evidence led him to doubt what he believed. Until the arrival of the Polar Express, an opportunity to put his faith to the test if he climbs on board. I want to start my analysis by focusing on three big characters in the film, all voiced by Tom Hanks. First of all, we have the train conductor, the hobo, and Santa Claus himself. In some ways, I think each of the characters represent the Holy Trinity. First, we meet the train conductor in front of the boy's house, inviting him to jump onto the train.
Why to the North Pole, of course?
Here, I think the conductor represents a Christ-type figure, one that takes these children, even doubters, on a ride to reveal the truth. This train is the only magical vehicle, like the cross. It's the only path that will reach the North Pole. Next, we have this hobo. This mysterious character is tied to the train as well. This man claims to be the king of the Polar Express and even king of the North Pole.
I own this train. Huh? It's like I'm the king of this train. Yeah, the king of the Polex. In fact, I am the king of the North Pole!
I think the hobo represents the Holy Ghost. He even questioned the boy if he believes in ghosts.
Do you believe in ghosts? Interesting.
The hobo even saved the boy at one point and then disappeared, showing how he's just a spiritual being. It's also worth noting that the spirit confronts the boy, calling him a doubter 3 times.
I know what you are. You're a doubter! A doubter! You don't believe! You're a doubter! You can't believe!
Lastly, we got Santa Claus himself, worshipped by all the elves, the magical being that knows the heart of each boy and girl. He represents God the Father. There was even a scene with the abandoned puppets where the conductor said the boss man wanted to fix the broken things.
Being left to rust and decay in the back alleys and vacant lots of the world.
What are they doing here?
It's a new concept the boss came up with. Instead of being thrown away, they're collected, refurbished. He calls it, re-bicycling, something like that.
I think the word he's looking for is restoration or even redemption, because that's the heart of a good father.
Boys that were treated this way?
So right in the beginning of the film, we see a reflection of the boy as he was seeking ways to disprove Santa. But by the end of the film, after he believed, it was a reflection of himself with Santa. He has finally met the gift giver. Now, I was not planning on bringing up this detail, but I guess it's relevant enough. During the journey to the North Pole, the train went through a dark tunnel with a fiery, evil face. Just watch. It was through this dark tunnel that they end up on the dangerous ice lake. And it was here that the hobo saved them from falling off the train, and also it was the conductor that brought the train back on track. In a lot of ways, this could be a symbolic interpretation of Christ's death and resurrection. In order to reach the North Pole, the path took us from death to life. Lastly, I want to focus on the children in the film, our protagonists, the faithful girl, Billy, and the know-it-all kid. I think each of the boys represent a different kind of doubter. First is the person who needs more evidence to believe. This is portrayed in our main character.
I want to believe. But
you don't want to be bamboozled.
Throughout the movie, there are 3 distinct points where the main character has his doubts. 3 times he asks the question, "Are you sure?"
I think I'll be okay.
Are you sure?
Yes! What about this red one? It looks like a brake! No, he said this was a brake. Are you sure? Are you sure?
I don't hear anything.
Okay, it's down this way.
Are you sure? Absolutely.
It wasn't until in this scene when he made a decision to believe and said it 3 times, that's when he heard the bell and saw Santa Claus.
I believe. I believe. I believe.
The second is a person who is too prideful in their knowledge to believe. The know-it-all kid spent most of the movie pointing out facts and rules.
Hey, you missed it. We rode down some really sharp hills, and then we were on what looked like a frozen lake, but I know it was just an optical illusion caused by moonlight and atmosphere. He said the train was actually on the ice, but I said that was impossible.
His intentions are self-focused and he's more interested in personal gain than the true meaning of Christmas.
Everything on my list. All I found was one present, and all it had was a bunch of stupid underwear.
Even though he acted like a Pharisee, Santa showed him grace and a chance to change.
Pick me, Santa.
What are you doing? Stop it.
Pick me. I want the first gift. I want the first gift.
Young man, patience. And a smidgen of humility might also serve you well.
Yes, sir.
Third is the person who think they don't deserve it. Although there isn't much background provided about Billy, we know that Christmas just doesn't work out for him. Even in his song, When Christmas Comes to Town, it was still a little hopeless. Yet if you notice, this was the only character that Santa called out by name.
And Billy. It is Billy. I see you made some new friends.
And I think this is one of the most significant moments in the movie. When it comes to faith, Santa humbles the prideful, encourages the faithful, calls us by name, and blesses the seekers.
And speaking of gifts, let's have this young fellow right here.
When the ticket is punched again after the journey is complete, the missing letters are filled in to spell believe.
Come on, show us the bell.
But when he got on the train, he realized that he put the bell in the pocket with the hole in it. The bell fell out at some point. So now, with the visible symbol of faith is gone and he can't hear it anymore, the question is, will he still believe?
I lost it.
I think it is evident that he ultimately does. He eventually gets the bell back, but he knows that it's just a symbol. The ringing reminds him that he still holds on to faith even when he grows up. And by the way, the narrator is also Tom Hanks for some reason. In the last scene, we are left staring into the reflection of the bell, as if the writer is asking us, the viewer, do you see yourself in the reflection? Do you possess faith?